Hello everyone, I'm Mihelic. I'm a first-year psychology major here at the University of Charleston. I live roughly 20 minutes down the road from here, and I've lived in West Virginia for 13 years. In these past 13 years, I have realized there's a pretty massive issue uprising. As technology is advancing, people are becoming less and less active. This is due to the fact that we can reach some form of entertainment from the comforts of our own bed, whether that be YouTube, Netflix, social media, or video games. And as a result of becoming less active, obesity and diabetes are becoming more of an issue. In West Virginia alone, as of 2016, 37.7% of adults, 35.1% of teenagers, and 16.4% of children are considered obese, with a total of 15% of our population being diabetic. This makes West Virginia the leading state in the nation in both diabetes and obesity. If you know anything about diabetes is actually quite terrifying. Not only does it come with the high and low blood sugar and the insulin resistance, it comes along with many other health conditions, such as glaucoma, which is damage of the optic nerve, which leads to vision loss and often ends in blindness, cataracts, which is a cloudy film that covers the lens of the eye, neuropathies, which is nerve damage that results in nerve pain, and it's often described as a burning, tingling, pins and needles sensation. And often, if people with diabetes get an infection, it's very common for them to have their infected area amputated, as their body can't fight off the infection anymore. The reason why I care so much about diabetes is because it runs so strongly in my family. I've lost many family members to diabetes. My mother's diabetic and has many other health conditions due to her diabetes. And recently in the past year, I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic, which is quite terrifying, knowing that if it develops into full-blown diabetes, any of these things can happen to me. As many of you may know, every year UC holds a 5K run in the spring. And this year, I'm proposing to put a little twist on things, make them a little more interesting. I think that putting an obstacle course along the 5K route would be a great idea to help teach kids more fun ways to exercise. I know my proposal raises many questions, such as how are we going to get the funding for this, who's going to help us make it happen, and what are just some of the events that we're going to hold at this obstacle course. Starting off with funding, how are we going to be able to pay for this? I'm thinking maybe we can reach out to different organizations such as HP, Chick-fil-A, and CAMC Hospital, whom all do sponsorships. Another way to raise money is to do fundraising, which is selling baked goods, doing car washes, garage sales, things of that sort. We can also ask for donations, as many people have some spare change that they don't want to hold on to. Moving on to advertising. How are we going to spread the news of this event actually happening? Well, we can use technology to our advantage. We can contact news stations and radio stations and ask them to mention it, as they're reaching thousands of people. We can also use our social media such as Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and just tell people about it, and they'll probably tell their friends as well. We can also make flyers and hang them up around the town. The last thing is, how are we going to make profit from this? Besides donation, I think it's a good idea to have a small festival after the 5K run, as people will probably be hungry and maybe even cold. We can sell clothing, apparel, and food. That's the wrap of my proposal. Thanks everybody for listening. I hope you all have a good day, and I'm excited to possibly make this happen.